Most people over 60 believe independence simply means keeping their legs strong. But real strength, the kind that lets you stand up from a chair without help, carry groceries, or walk confidently across a room, depends on muscles most of us never think about. These are the small, hidden stabilizers that quietly hold your body together. When they weaken, every movement becomes slower, shakier, and less certain. You may not notice it at first. Maybe you start using your arms to push yourself out of a chair, or your steps shorten just a little. Then, one day, balance feels less natural, and climbing stairs leaves you uneasy. The truth is, independence doesn't disappear overnight. It fades as these overlooked muscles weaken one by one. In today's video, we'll uncover the 5 hidden muscle groups that protect your mobility and show you how to strengthen each one safely at home. No gym, no heavy weights, just precise movements that retrain your body to stay steady, strong, and self-reliant. Before we start, let me ask you this. Which part of your body feels weakest these days? Your balance, your back, or your grip? Share it in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you're ready to build lasting strength from the ground up. Let's begin with the foundation of the smallest group of muscles that decides whether every step you take is firm or unsteady. Number 1. Foot muscles. Every step we take starts in the feet of the foundation that quietly supports every joint above it. Hidden within are more than 20 small muscles that act like sensors, constantly sending messages to the brain about pressure, balance, and direction. These muscles lift the arch, absorb shock, and adjust your posture in milliseconds with every shift of weight. But as we age, they're often the first to weaken because most people never train them directly. Shoes do the work for them, chairs keep them inactive, and over time the connection between foot and brain grows weaker. When those muscles stop firing properly, the body loses its most reliable feedback system. The arch collapses, the ankle rolls inward, and the brain receives slower signals when the body starts to lose balance. That's why so many older adults trip not because their legs are weak, but because their feet can't warn the brain fast enough. Weak foot muscles also affect the chain above them. Knees begin to turn inward, hips tighten, and the lower back takes on more load than it should. The result is joint pain, instability, and the gradual loss of confidence when walking on uneven ground or climbing stairs. A large study published in the American Geriatrics Society tracked seniors who practiced daily foot-strengthening exercises for 6 months. Their fall risk dropped by more than 50%, and motion sensors showed faster reaction times when balance was tested. The researchers described it simply: the brain can only protect you if it knows where your body is, and that awareness starts at the feet. Unfortunately, most people don't realize the damage until problems appear. They wear overly cushioned shoes that dull sensation, walk less, and ignore stiffness in the toes or arches, mistaking it for aging. Over time, those neglected muscles shorten and tighten, leading to flat arches, plantar fasciitis, and poor circulation that leaves the legs heavy and swollen by evening. You can start strengthening your foot muscles right at home with 2 simple but powerful movements that rebuild your balance from the ground up. Begin with the towel scrunch exercise. Sit comfortably in a chair. Place a small towel under your bare feet, and let your heels rest while using your toes to pull the towel toward you. Move slowly and deliberately, gripping and releasing until the towel gathers beneath your feet. This simple motion awakens the flexor muscles that lift and stabilize the arch. Over time, it helps rebuild the natural spring of your foot, improves circulation along the plantar fascia, and restores the body's ability to sense movement and position what scientists call proprioception. When those tiny muscles regain their strength, every step becomes more confident. Whether you're walking across the kitchen or climbing a flight of stairs, once you've reawakened the arch, move on to heel raises to restore ankle stability and control. Stand behind a sturdy chair or countertop. Keep your feet shoulder-width apart, and use the surface only for light balance. Rise slowly onto your toes until you feel your calves tighten. Hold that position for 2 seconds, and then lower your heels back down with control. This slow tempo activates both the calf muscles and the small stabilizers inside the foot. Your body's natural shock absorbers each time you take a step. With practice, this exercise improves ankle strength, reaction speed, and coordination, helping protect your knees and hips from sudden twists if you stumble. If you feel steady, try doing the heel raises barefoot on a soft mat or rug. The slight instability gently challenges your balance and reawakens the sensory nerves on the soles of your feet, teaching your brain to respond faster. Some may feel mild cramping the first few days. That's simply those long idle muscles coming back to life. Stay patient, breathe through the tension, and continue gradually. Within a few weeks, your footing will feel more secure, your steps lighter, and standing for longer periods less tiring. Strong, responsive feet are the foundation of independence. When they work as they should, every movement above them becomes easier and safer. Now that your base is solid, it's time to move upward to the powerful muscles around the hips that act as your body safety harness whenever balance suddenly shifts. Number 2. Hip muscles. Right above the legs lies one of the most powerful and most overlooked muscle groups for seniors, the hips. These muscles act like your body's built-in safety harness. They stabilize your center of gravity every time you walk, bend, or reach for something. When they weaken, the body loses control over side-to-side balance, making even a small misstep enough to cause a fall. The hip region contains several layers of muscles, the gluteus medius and minimus on the sides, the deep rotators beneath, and the hip flexors in front. Together, they work like a pulley system to keep your torso upright and your legs aligned. When these muscles are strong, your stride feels smooth and light. When they're weak, every movement feels uncertain. Many older adults don't notice the change until one leg starts to tire faster or they find themselves swaying when turning quickly. Neglecting the hips causes more than instability. It changes posture and increases pressure on the knees and lower back. A study in Age and Aging found that adults over 65 with weak hip abductors were 3 times more likely to experience falls within a year. The researchers called these muscles the body's natural seatbelt. When they give out, the rest of the system can't catch you in time. To strengthen them, start with the side leg lift, a gentle yet effective movement. Stand tall behind a chair for support. Keep your chest lifted, your toes pointing forward, and slowly raise one leg out to the side about 12 inches, then lower it back down in control. Do this 10 times per leg. You should feel the outer hip muscles engage. As you grow stronger, add a small resistance band around your ankles or perform the exercise lying on your side to increase difficulty. The key is not speed, but control. Lifting too quickly shifts the work to larger muscles and robs the hips of the challenge they need. Another excellent routine is the seated march. Sit upright on a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor, and lift one knee toward your chest as if you're marching in place. Lower it and switch legs, repeating 10 to 15 times per side. This simple movement activates the hip flexors, the muscles that help lift your legs when walking. For added benefit, place your hands gently on your thighs and press down slightly as you lift. This small resistance builds strength and coordination at once. When the hip muscles are trained consistently, posture improves, steps become more stable, and balance reactions sharpen, meaning your body can catch itself before a fall even happens. If you've ever felt wobbly when turning suddenly or stepping sideways, this is where it begins to change. With your hips now re-energized, it's time to look inward at the deep abdominal muscles that protect your spine and give your whole body the strength to move with confidence. Number 3, deep core muscles. When most people hear core, they think of the visible abdominal muscles, but those surface layers are only the beginning. The true core is much deeper, a group of stabilizers wrapped around your spine like a built-in corset. These include the transverse abdominis, multifidus, and pelvic floor muscles, and together they form the body's central support column. When they're strong, every motion from standing to lifting your arm feels steady and controlled. When they weaken, the spine bears more stress. Posture slumps, and even simple movements can feel tiring. The deep core's job is not just to keep you upright, it's to protect your spinal nerves, stabilize your lower back, and help transfer strength from your legs to your upper body. Think of it as the bridge that connects every muscle chain in the body. A weak bridge means energy leaks. The legs work harder, balance becomes less reliable, and back pain creeps in. In one clinical trial published in Spine Journal, adults over 60 who practiced deep core activation exercises for 8 weeks improved their walking stability by nearly 40% and reported less lower back pain during daily activities. Unfortunately, this muscle group weakens quietly over time. Long hours of sitting keep it inactive, while shallow breathing patterns stop it from engaging naturally. The result is a body that looks upright but functions like a house without a foundation. Every step shakes the structure a little more. To bring these muscles back online, start with abdominal bracing. Lie on your back with knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Take a slow breath in through your nose, allowing your belly to rise. Then exhale gently while tightening the muscles just below your navel as if zipping up a tight pair of pants. Hold for 5 seconds, keeping your spine still. Then relax. Repeat this 10 times. The goal is subtle engagement, not strain. Over time, this teaches the deep core to stay active throughout your day while standing, walking, or even sitting. Next, try the bird dog exercise, which trains balance and coordination along the entire spine. Start on your hands and knees, hands under shoulders and knees under hips. Slowly extend your right arm forward and your left leg back until they form a straight line with your body. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds, then return and switch sides. This movement activates the deep spinal stabilizers and improves cross-body coordination, the foundation for safe walking and bending. Many people make the mistake of holding their breath or rushing through these movements, missing the connection between breathing and stability. Instead, inhale to prepare, exhale as you tighten and extend, and keep your breath steady throughout. When practiced consistently, these deep core activations can transform posture and make every motion feel lighter. You'll notice that standing for long periods feels easier, your lower back less strained, and balance more natural. Now that your midsection is solid and your movement supported from within, let's move upward to a smaller yet vital group of muscles that often gets ignored, the ones in your neck, quietly keeping your head steady and your brain's blood flow strong. Number 4. Neck muscles. The neck doesn't get much attention until it starts to hurt. Yet these slender muscles are critical for posture, balance, and even brain health. They hold up the head, which weighs as much as a bowling ball, and they help regulate the blood flow to your brain. When these muscles weaken or tighten unevenly, that balance is lost. The result is not just stiffness, but headaches, dizziness, and poor coordination, signs that the brain isn't receiving enough oxygen-rich blood. Here's how it works. Deep within your neck are small stabilizing muscles called the longus colli and longus capitis. They keep your head aligned over your shoulders and maintain smooth blood circulation through the vertebral arteries, the vessels that feed your brainstem and cerebellum. When posture shifts forward, as happens with phone use or reading for long periods, these muscles stop working efficiently. The heavier outer neck muscles take over, pulling the head further forward, compressing arteries, and increasing pressure on cervical joints. Over time, this causes fatigue, tension, and reduced alertness. Research published in Clinical Biomechanics found that seniors with poor cervical posture had 25% lower blood flow to the brain during rest compared to To those with stronger neck stabilizers, unfortunately, many people ignore the warning signs: occasional neck pain, cracking sounds when turning, or mild dizziness on standing until it interferes with daily life. Weak neck muscles can even affect gait, as the brain uses signals from the neck to coordinate balance. That's why neck stability is essential not just for comfort, but for preventing falls and maintaining sharpness. You can strengthen these overlooked muscles with a gentle exercise called the chin tuck. Sit or stand tall, shoulders relaxed, and slowly draw your chin straight back as if you're making a double chin. Hold this for 5 seconds. Then relax. Repeat 10 times, keeping your gaze level and breathing steady. This small motion reactivates the deep stabilizers and retrains the head to sit naturally over the spine, relieving pressure on the neck and shoulders. For added benefit, try neck isometrics. Place your palm against your forehead and gently press your head forward without letting it move. Hold for 5 seconds, then switch to pressing the back of your head into your hand, followed by each side. This activates the surrounding support muscles and builds endurance. Avoid jerking or rotating your neck smoothly. Controlled tension is all you need. With time, these exercises help restore proper alignment and circulation to the brain. Many patients report clearer thinking, fewer headaches, and less fatigue within a few weeks of regular practice. Once your posture and circulation are back on track, there's one last group of muscles. We often overlook the ones across your upper chest that quietly determine how deeply you breathe and how energized you feel each day. Number 5. Upper chest muscles. Right below your shoulders and collarbones lies a group of muscles that most people never think about. The upper chest muscles, including the pectoralis minor and the upper portion of the pectoralis major. These muscles don't just shape your chest, they help expand the rib cage and guide every deep breath you take. When they're flexible and strong, oxygen flows freely, posture stays upright, and the lungs can fully inflate. But when they weaken or tighten, breathing becomes shallow, shoulders slump forward, and fatigue sets in faster than it should. What makes this important for people over 60 is that these muscles play a major role in how effectively your body oxygenates itself during both rest and movement. Poor upper chest strength restricts expansion of the rib cage, limiting airflow and forcing the neck and shoulder muscles to take over a pattern that leads to chronic tension and tiredness. A 2022 study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that older adults who practiced chest opening exercises for 8 weeks improved their oxygen uptake by nearly 18% and reduced shortness of breath during daily activities. This shows that maintaining chest flexibility is not just about posture, it's about keeping your body energized at the cellular level. One of the simplest ways to strengthen these muscles is the wall chest opener. Stand facing a corner or doorway, place your forearms along each wall at shoulder height, and slowly lean your chest forward until you feel a stretch across the front of your chest and shoulders. Hold for 15 seconds, breathing deeply, then return to neutral. Repeat 3 times. This exercise releases tightness, opens the rib cage, and resets posture so that breathing feels effortless again. For a gentle strengthening movement, try wall push-ups, a safer alternative to floor push-ups. Stand about an arm's length away from a wall. Place your palms flat at shoulder level, and lower your chest toward the wall slowly until your nose nearly touches it. Hold for 2 seconds, then press back. Aim for 2 sets of 10 controlled repetitions. This builds endurance in both the upper chest and the shoulder stabilizers that support healthy breathing mechanics. Avoid rushing or letting your hips sag. The power should come from your chest and arms, not momentum. If the movement feels too easy, step your feet a few inches farther back to increase resistance. Over time, this simple exercise combination strengthens the muscles that help you take fuller breaths and stand taller, 2 of the most important signs of vitality in later life. When your upper chest opens freely and your breath deepens, oxygen reaches the brain and muscles more efficiently, boosting alertness, energy, and mood. Together with strong feet, stable hips, and an active core, these chest muscles complete your body's internal support system, the one that keeps you independent, balanced, and capable every day. Now that we've rebuilt the strength from the ground up, let's bring everything together. A closing reflection on how these 5 hidden muscle groups quietly decide whether we stay active and self-reliant as we age. When we talk about staying independent after 60, most people think of exercise in terms of walking or light cardio, but real independence isn't about how far you can walk. It's about how confidently you can move, and that confidence comes from the small, hidden muscles working behind the scenes. The feet give you balance and control. The hips protect you from falls. The deep core stabilizes your spine. The neck supports your posture and brain circulation, and the upper chest powers every breath. Each one has a quiet but essential job, and when even one weakens, your entire system starts to compensate. That's when steps feel uncertain, joints ache, and fatigue creeps in faster than it should. The good news is that these problems are not permanent. Strength, balance, and stability can be rebuilt at any age with just a few minutes a day. Start a small towel under your toes, a few slow leg lifts, a simple chin tuck while sitting up straight. Over time, those moments of consistency transform how your body moves, reacts, and feels. If there's one message I want you to remember, it's this: aging doesn't weaken the body, neglect does. The moment you start paying attention to these hidden muscles, you'll feel the change in stronger footing, better posture, deeper breathing, and the steady confidence to keep doing the things you love. So, take a moment today to test yourself. Which of these 5 muscle groups do you think needs the most attention? Tell me in the comments below. And if this guide inspired you, tap the like button, share it with someone who wants to stay strong, and subscribe so we can keep building your independence together, one simple movement at a time.